Hey everybody! So this is going to be my final mock draft of this season. I usually do, I think this is my fourth, so I usually do that. I think I'm more honed in on the possible being accurate for the picks. It's hard to do for a draft, but I'm going to give it my best shot here. There might be some surprises, and let's go right into it. So let's start off with the first pick. I don't think it's any surprise that the Rangers are going to pick Alexis Lafreniere, so put him up there. Now, Lafreniere is a left wing. He's got all the tools. 6'1", plays like he's bigger, can make the big hits, can play a bit of a mean game, and can do everything. Playmaking, goal scoring, on the power play, on the penalty kill. This guy can play everywhere. And I think Rangers take him. And if anybody thinks they don't, I don't know. Check out your hockey knowledge because I don't see them not taking him. Number two is kind of controversial, I guess. It wasn't until recently, but some people don't think Byfield will get picked second. I think Byfield's probably fits in well with LA. He can be mentored by Kopitar, and he's a 6'4", 215-pound center. It's a hot commodity, if you ask me, and I think he goes second. So Byfield second, Lafreniere first. Now third, Ottawa gets this pick from San Jose, and a lot of people think Tim Stützle will go there. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with somebody different because I think maybe he could get picked up by Detroit if not Ottawa picking him, and that's Marco Rossi. Another center. Yeah, he's a bit small, 5'9", but he's got good weight to him. He's almost 200 pounds, and I think, he's not going to be easy to knock off the puck. He's a phenomenal player from what I've read. One of those special players that's going to make it no matter what. He sets his mind to something, and he succeeds. So I kind of think Ottawa, since he's an Ottawa 67 through his junior career, I think that they know this player. They've probably seen this player a lot, and I think they go for Marco Rossi. Number four, Detroit. Detroit needs goaltending. They need defense. They need forwards. Although they have some pretty good forwards, so I don't think they go there. I think they try either it's the goalie, Askarov, or the player I'm going to actually say that they're going to take, and that is Jamie Drysdale. Drysdale is a number one potential defenseman. He's got the complete game. He's a great skater. He has great vision. He's got it all. I think Yzerman wants to bring in somebody that could be his number one defenseman in the future, someone that can probably, more than likely, step in right away and make some kind of a contribution this next season to the team. So I think they go with Drysdale. He's a right-hand defenseman, and he is 5'11", so he's not huge, but he's got a great game, and I think Yzerman doesn't pass on that. Next up, number five, Ottawa again, getting their second pick. They've got another pick later on, second pick in the top 10, which is amazing. Now, they could have taken Tim Stützle with their first pick, but I think they were more worried Rossi might get taken by Detroit, and they're going to take Stützle now. Sorry if you can hear some people talking outside, but my window's open because it's a pretty warm day. And that's what happens. Sorry about that. But next up is Anaheim, the Ducks. So the Ducks kind of, they need everything also. They need goaltending, blah, blah, everything. I think they reach out for some goal scoring. And I'll probably hear some flack here. I think they go for Alexander Holtz. Holtz is a winger. Oh, by the way, Stützle is a left wing. He's a winger, goal scorer, sniper type. He is 6 feet, so he's not too small. And I kind of think the Ducks go there with this guy. I've heard people saying, "Oh, he's the perfect kind of player for Anaheim." I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to give him Alexander Holtz. Next up is New Jersey. New Jersey has, I believe, 3 picks also in this draft, but in the later part of this round, they've only got one in the top 16. And I think New Jersey goes for Cole Perfetti. Perfetti's been moving up steadily on this list, I believe. I've seen him rated as high as 4. And I think he goes here. He's a guy that could probably play with, I don't know what I wrote there. Could play with Jack Hughes. Could play with anybody on the team. He's a really great forward. From what I understand, they say he's this special way of seeing the ice. He sees it his way, and it's fantastic. I'm just quoting kind of from something I read today. I think he's moved up pretty steadily, and he's going to go here at number 7. Next up is Buffalo. I think Buffalo could either go for, I was thinking like Jake Sanderson because they could use defense. I know they've got defense that they want to trade, but I think Sanderson is the kind of defenseman they could bring in and can make a real difference to the team. They can go with a forward as well. You've got Lucas Raymond out there that should probably go in the top 10, and that's what I'm going to give them here. I think if Raymond is still here, I think Buffalo reaches out for Raymond. He's a right wing. So he's a right wing, 5'11". He's from Sweden. He's playing in the SHL right now. I believe he's probably signed for another year or two, so it'll be a year or two before he gets here. But he's playing against men. He's doing well, and I think that's he's got all the tools. He's a goal scorer. He's a playmaker. I think this guy's the guy that Buffalo's going to pick up here. Next up is the Wild, and again, the Wild could use. I believe the defense, they're pretty good. I think they need either a center or a winger, somebody who can score, can make plays. I really think they need a center or a goaltender so they can take Askarov, but I don't think they are. I think they're going to take Anton Lundell. He is a center. He is 6'1". From what I understand, he's one of these kind of guys. He's a jack of all trades, master of none, which means he does everything well, but he's not like great in any one particular aspect of the game. So I think that's kind of a player that Minnesota could use. He can do everything. He can score goals, set up goals. He's a Finnish player, and they're fantastic lately. And I think I've heard from some of my subscribers even that they've seen him, and he's great if Montreal could get him. But that's when Montreal was picking 9th. Now they're picking 16th, but I think he still goes here at number 9. So Anton Lundell, and that's for the Minnesota Wild. Next up, Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg needs, I know they're looking for a center right now, a second line center. They're solid in goal. They could use some defense, so they could go for Jake Sanderson or maybe one of the other defensemen. I think they actually go for a forward here and a center. And maybe I'm a little off the boards, but I don't know. I think he's rising, and he's going to go in the top 15 anyway. And that's Connor Zary. Connor Zary is a center, 6'1". I want to say that he plays for the I don't know who he plays for. I'm not going to say because I'll probably be wrong. But he can score goals. He's a good all-around player. Up and coming recently in the last couple of months. So Connor Zary, I think he goes to the Jets. He can fill in that center, second center. He's got some size to him. And I think he's not that far away. A couple of seasons and he'll be there. And I think they go for Connor Zary. Next up are the Predators, Nashville Predators. They're a pretty solid defensive team. They could use some scoring, and I think maybe they could use some goaltending in that UC Saros is a bit on the small side. Apparently, goalies need to be big now. That's what my friend Jeff is telling me all the time. And so I think they go for the goalie here, and they take Askarov. The talk was Askarov would make the top 10, but I don't think he does, but I think he's not far off. Askarov is the kind of goalie a lot like Carey Price. He's a thoroughbred. He's got everything. You know he's going to be a star goalie. I think he goes very high in his first round, and I think he goes right there. And I do think Nashville needs a goalie with size, and I think in a couple of years, Askarov is going to be one of the very up-and-coming goaltenders in this league. Next up is Florida. I think Florida needs defense. I think unless they trade Huberdeau, which there's some rumor about that. I don't know if they're going to do that. But I think their offense is pretty good. If they can hang on to Hoffman and Dadonov, or at least one of the two, would be great. So I think they kind of need defense. They drafted a goalie in the first round last year. I don't think they do that again. What was his name? Spencer Knight. I don't think they do that again here because Askarov's going ahead of them anyway. So even if they were looking to get him, they're not going to get him if he's drafted there. But I think they go for defense. And I think this is where Sanderson gets picked up. Jake Sanderson, 6'2", defenseman. Great skater. His father was a great skater, Jeff Sanderson, and he's got a good shot. He's got the offensive side to his game. He's pretty good defensively, from what I can tell. He's got a pretty good all-around game, and I think that he goes here to Florida. That's who it is. Florida, FLA. That's what Florida is. Okay, Rick, get your game together. Next up is Carolina. They get this pick from Toronto. So Toronto, because they did not win their qualifying round, I don't know what the deal was, but it means that Carolina got their pick. Some conditional thing, I guess. And it wasn't protected, but 13 is not protected. But it gave Toronto no pick. They had to make a deal with Pittsburgh to get one, and they're just ahead of Montreal. So Carolina, I would have said also Carolina. I realized since my last draft, Carolina does need goaltending, but looks like the goaltender is going to be gone. If not, I do believe Carolina would take Askarov if he's available. But in this case, he's not. I think they're going to go with a goal scorer. I believe this guy's from Sweden, and that's Noah Gunler. Noah Gunler is a right wing. He's 6'2". He's got size, and he can score. He's a sniper type. I think Carolina would do, you put him on line with Aho or whoever. They've got a lot of good players there. I think this is the kind of guy that they're going to pick up. And so I say Noah Gunler goes to Carolina. Next up is Edmonton. Edmonton also could use a goaltender. If he's still there, I think they might take Askarov. That's who I had them taking in my last draft. But he's not there in this draft, and I think they go for another up-and-coming guy who moved up swiftly in the draft after having a fantastic season, scoring a ton of goals, and I think that's Jack Quinn. Quinn is a right wing, 6 feet, and I think he's got enough size. I think he's got the skill. I think he can complement either Draisaitl or McDavid eventually on the right side and put some pucks in the net for them. So I think Edmonton goes here and gets Jack Quinn. Next up is Toronto, just ahead of Montreal. Toronto, I would probably pick a different player for them, but I'm picking this guy for a reason. I think Toronto's going to bungle this, and I think they're going to pick a defenseman, but I don't think they're going to go for the right type of defenseman. They need a guy that can be a defensive defenseman, a lot like we got with Joel Edmondson, but I think they're not going to get that guy. They're going to go for Jeremy Poirier. Now, Poirier is a good defenseman. He's what did I write here? Dynamic offensively and defensive inadequacies. He's got a lot of defensive inadequacies. I'm not going to list them all here. But I think this is the kind of guy Toronto's going to pick up. A guy that's a lot like, Morgan O'Reilly, got all the offense to his game, but lacks the defensive side. And they're still going to be having problems because they don't draft properly. I'm not going to get into the Leafs. I'm not going to hit on the Leafs. Sorry, but I do think they're going to bungle this, and I think they're going to take Jeremy Poirier, who should probably go a lot later than 15. That's why I think they're going to pick him, way out of what's the word I'm looking for? Ahead of his time. No, it's not with them, but that's what they're going to do. So that leaves Montreal. There's a lot of names there. There's still a lot of guys. I would like them to get Seth Jarvis. I said that in my last draft. And there's a couple other players. Maverick Bourque is mentioned. There's still a lot of guys out there that they could take that could help. I kind of think they're going to go and try to hit like a home run and take a pick. He's a little bit out of line, a little bit ahead of time. But I think they're going to go for a French player that could be a real home run if he hits. And that is Hendrix Lapierre. First off, I love his name, Hendrix Lapierre. Obviously named after Jimi Hendrix. His parents must have liked Jimi Hendrix. This kid had medical issues. I believe it was a neck injury, and he has been cleared and totally healthy from that. And apparently even way better, like the prognosis turned out way better than they thought originally. And he's already playing in the preseason for the QMJHL team. I don't remember what team he's on. And 7 points apparently in 4 preseason games, or they're already playing games. And he's got 7 points though in 4 games. Looking really good. This guy could be a real home run. He's a pick that he probably could have gone in the top 10 or around 10 to 15. And but the injuries, he's it's questionable about his neck, but he got clearance, and apparently the report was good, and he's completely healthy. It would be a real big home run, because if this guy hits and he does well, not only is that, but he's a French player. Montreal, I heard rumors that they're looking to try to acquire some French guys or get them in the draft, and get a little bit of French flavor to the team. I think nothing wrong with that. I'd rather have that in the players than making a coach or GM have to be French. If you get the really good French players, nothing wrong with bringing that in here in Montreal. We always had a lot of good French players, and my favorite player of all time, Guy Lafleur, was French. So I think that's a good idea, and I think they try to hit a home run here. And if this guy hits, absolutely, it'll be a home run. So he's a center. He's 6 feet, and like I said, health concerns, but they've been answered because he's been cleared to play. He's high risk, huge payoff. I'm going with Hendrix Lapierre. There you go. That's my final draft, mock draft for the season before it happens. Hope you liked that. Hope I was accurate. We'll see. We'll be able to see when the draft happens to see how accurate I was. I'm sure I'll get a couple of them right anyway. So we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comment section what you think of my picks, who you would replace, whatever you want to do in the comment section. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. Subscribe, ring the notifications bell. That's down there as well. And that'll get you your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge right here at Talking Habs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Stay safe out there, and I will see you next video. Peace out, y'all. Bye-bye.